how to interpret the media. What you need to remember when you're listening to politicians and political commentators speak, you've always basically got to figure out how to interpret the code, because what they say is never what they mean. They either do opposite speak or they do warp speak. So like usually if they kind of say something, they actually mean the opposite of what they say. So they're not actually saying, the positive. They actually mean the negative or the opposite to what they are saying. And then warp speak is just like, it's not necessarily exactly opposite speak, but they mean completely different things. They don't actually mean what they say. And, you basically got to watch this all the time with politicians and political commentators. You've always got to try to figure out what is the code, what are they trying to say. What is the opposite of what they say? What are they actually saying? So it's like if they say socialism is bad, what they're saying is, worker rights are bad. That might be an example of like warp speak. So it's just like if they say that this particular leaning is responsible for this, they actually mean that they are actually the ones responsible for this stuff. So you've always got to watch out for the code. You've always got to watch out for warp speak and opposite speak. Because a lot of people, like a lot of my friends, they don't understand like media literacy and they don't know how to interpret media. So they don't know that the actors that they're listening to online, they don't know that everything that they say is a lie, and everything is like the opposite of what they say, and they don't actually mean what they say and stuff like that. So bear this in mind while you're watching politics, while you're watching politicians, especially ones that you think are actually corrupt, because they're more likely to be using like this linguistic type tricks to kind of like manipulate you. And even if, it's not always the case that they actually mean the opposite, it's just like when you're interpreting the media, you just gotta kind of like see, that's not what they mean. They actually mean this. I'm trying to think of other examples, but in this particular video, I can't think of any. But you just gotta be careful when you're watching critical commentary. You've always gotta be aware of the code. Anyway, if you like what you hear in the Pioneer of True Centrism, please subscribe to the channel and please like the video because it will help with the algorithm. I appreciate you for watching and getting this far. Thank you very much.